Story was inspired by an actual event, but it is a fictional dramatization. All of the characters are products of imagination and do not represent any persons living or dead. This is Howard K. Smith. September the 16th, 1973. It began this morning as a radio call. Within an hour, the nation heard of the 4 men trapped in a research submarine 350 feet beneath the surface. Hour by hour, millions became engrossed in the ordeal of those below.
Keep that winch clear. Keep her going.
There have been repeated attempts to contact possible survivors. The answer is silence. The nation waits, hopes, and prays.
Easy, don't blow it now. Anybody moving in there? Hey, bring it up a steady.
Steady. Bring her up steady. Swing, damn it. Pressure chamber. Hold it. Hold it. Let her down. Get the ladder up. Get set to pull him out.
October 23rd, 1973, an official board of investigation convened a closed hearing.
The purpose of this Coast Guard Board of Investigation is to direct our attention to the circumstances surrounding the entanglement of the submersible Seabat on 16th of September, 1973, with loss of life. Now, this investigation and determinations to be made are for the purposes of taking necessary measures to promote the safety of life and property at sea. It is not intended to fix criminal or civil liability. In short, we are here to determine what went wrong.
It started on a bright, splendid morning, 30 miles at sea. If those aboard the yacht knew what awaited, they would turn back.
Oh, here we go with the tourists.
That's always the same. See the sub and think we're looking for sunken treasure.
Aboard the research vessel Swan, preparations are being made for a dive.
Hope you guys noticed I wasn't waving.
We know you're on our side, Sam.
You know who's vacationing on that battleship?
Who?
Jeff Turley.
Who?
World's greatest folk singer, if you happen to be a young girl.
Gosh, Gordy. Let's swim over and get his autograph.
You know Grace always has to get with everything that's happening. Let's go check those valves.
Check the valves.
Mr. Bateman, and I'll show you what is titled
The Seabat Operations Manual. I'll testify it's a true copy.
Sir, would you give this board a brief description of what the exhibit encompasses?
All the working systems for the survival of the submarine, all the mechanics for the hydraulics and electronics, construction materials, complete engineering. It gives the capabilities of...
Excuse me, Mr. Bateman, what are the life support systems?
Completely described.
And were there any alterations made to the life support system?
No, Captain, no alterations, no malfunction. The pre-dive check was perfect. The pre-dive check was perfect.
It seems like I've been here before. I can't remember when, but I've got that funny feeling that I'll be back once again.
There's no straight lines make up my life, and all my roads have bends. There is no clear-cut beginnings, and so far no dead ends. All my life's a circle, sunrise and sundown. The moon rolls through the nighttime till the daybreak comes around. All my life's a circle, but I can't.
Kid's gotta be rich, and he dresses like a bum.
It's the style, you square.
Spinning round again, the years keep rolling by. The years keep rolling by.
Well,
That's wonderful, Jeff.
very good. Very good indeed.
Thank you, sir.
My son-in-law, Sam Wallens.
Hi, this is my lady Chris.
Hello.
Pleasure.
Sam's the diver and ace mechanic.
Are you going down tomorrow?
It's nothing glamorous. We're just setting some fish traps around a scuttled ship.
How deep will you go?
Around 350.
Dad, maybe he'd like to go along.
No way, Mrs. Wallens. I'm a wide-open spaceman myself.
Then I'll go. Just made up my mind.
Baby, it's nothing. You can't see anything out of those back portholes.
Then all right up front.
Why not? You and Gaines will be aft, won't you?
Where's the piano on this tug? I know a few tunes myself, you know.
Okay, let's go find it.
Well,
Victor, this is our first dive here. We don't have any idea what we'll find down there.
the beach is the best pilot there is, isn't it?
And Grace is my wife.
And my only child. Let's have a drink.
Why not?
Where's Gordon?
He's already inside with the traps.
Sonar calibration transducer.
Jack's giving it a double check.
Look alive there, will you?
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Oh, hello, dear.
You're not going like that.
I'm not getting out of the sub, am I?
We don't have the central heating installed yet, you know.
She'll only be down an hour.
Pre-dive complete, Mr. Bateman.
Better get aboard, dear.
Ready on the winch.
Sir, why are they going in separate like that?
Because there's no other way. The pilot and passenger are totally apart from the divers. Oh, there's an intercom aboard, of course.
People up front have the best seats.
The best seats for an incredible show.
You all set there? Keep going, Abby.
Bring it over easy.
Hey, you've made a lot of dives, Mr. Bateman.
Well, this is the 5th submersible I've designed. I've piloted, locked out, repaired, you name it. Truth is, I'd rather be inside with them than out here.
Down easy.
Keep going. Hold that. Down a little. Okay. Thank you.
read you 555. I'll be.
Read you the same. Sonar calibration on the money. Fathometer okay. O2, air, and helium pressures are all okay. Making left turn to buoy. How's things in the chamber, Gordy?
All okay here. Let's go.
Am I clear to leave?
All clear.
Okay, we're on our way.
This is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Bad news when you heard I was coming along, wasn't it?
Just routine.
Sam didn't like it. And Gordon's the typical dedicated scientist. I think he resents sharing this with anybody.
It's his job, Mrs. Wallace. Like this is mine. Swan, Seabat. At 50 feet. Moving 020. All systems normal.
Roger, Seabat.
Routine.
What are they doing now, sir?
Well, look out there. See the marker buoy? They'll follow its line, bottom at about 350 feet, then have a look around, come up 60 or 80 feet, sail over the wreck for another look, then set down and plant the traps. Be back up in an hour.
Just like that. Well, what's wrecked down there?
Oh, some old transport the Marines use for bombing practice. Ought to be some fascinating sea life built up.
But you don't always just look for fish.
Next month, we're doing research for the Navy. Top secret. I'm her husband, damn it. I have the right to say she just isn't going.
Yeah? Jack's the pilot. I'm the scientist. Bateman owns the sub.
Shut up and check your mask.
Yeah, she's all right.
Tell me where you want it parked, Gordy.
Take it in as close as you can. It's a real nice school of chromas off to starboard.
Roger. How am I doing?
Looking good, Clem.
Give you 10 feet, okay?
Beautiful. got it. All right. Roger, pilot. Ready to pressurize.
Hold it. I don't like this.
What's the matter?
Now the current's a regular storm.
That's freaky.
It's freaky and then some.
What's wrong?
I think I can handle it, Jack.
Now, let me find another spot.
Nah, come on, Jack. Got Sam here with me, and we're ready to pressurize. Besides, this is a beautiful place to lock out.
Okay. I'll make the sub heavy and keep an eye out for you.
Thank you, Mother.
What's happening?
Our oceanographers say it's calm down here. God says no.
All right. We are pressurizing. The door is open. We are at pressure and ready for lockout.
It's 10 degrees out there.
That's impossible. How can it be 10 degrees?
10 centigrade is 50 Fahrenheit, Mrs. Wallace. This isn't one of science's better days.
But he's got on a wetsuit. Look, there he is. He's doing just fine.
Swan, Seabat.
Roger, Seabat. How's it going?
Diver locked out. Placing traps within sight.
Good news, pilot. Any trouble?
Not if you're a fish.
Say again, Seabat. Didn't get that last?
More than 100 miles to the east, a converted tugboat is engaged in salvage operations. The site has been chosen rather casually, and as usual, the efforts are proving unsuccessful. Yet the two men aboard are already in the grip of fate.
Speak to me, Jimmy.
One radial tire, 10,000 miles left. One color TV, one murdered mafia and cement, and 3 guppies.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Sleep okay?
It's the waking that gets me. Here, I'll bring her up. Let's do some fishing, huh?
TC, couldn't we run, dude?
Get rich, taxes, ulcers.
You already got an ulcer.
This is just a slight case of gastric disturbance due to an occasional indulgence in alcohol. Ah, here she comes.
say one thing. You are a brilliant inventor.
Well, it was meant the camera to say something. There we go.
Here. I need a sandwich before I need that. Jam sandwich.
I know.
Two pieces of bread jammed together.
You want to putz around with the radio, see if we get a baseball game?
No baseball in the morning.
Ah, girls' baseball?
TC, you are an outcast of society.
Dance music. Uh-huh. Wars, riots, natural disasters. Straighten everything out and people started dancing together again.
Gordy.
Beautiful. Just beautiful.
Diver is back in, pilot. And we have a seal.
Welcome back. Swan Seabat. Divers locked in.
Bottom hatch closed. We have a seal. Divers ready to decompress. 20-minute schedule.
Permission to surface.
Mission to surface granted.
Roger.
That's some number he's doing down there.
Well, in the course of a dive, counting external pre-launch inspection, our checklist totals 169 items.
If I may, Captain, I'd like to clear up what could develop into a very serious misconception.
Please do, Commander.
Thank you, sir. The Navy, and in particular the USS Pageant under my command with rescue divers, at no time was in direct contact with the submersible. Our contact was with the mothership Swan.
I think the board understands that.
Well, I wanted to make it perfectly clear, sir, that all communications to and from Seabat were always through the mothership Swan.
Yes, yes, very clear.
Thank you, sir.
September 15, 11:30 a.m. The Seabat returns to its mothership. Though the scientific community would classify it as routine, it becomes an event, or in the jargon of the outsiders present, a happening.
You're afraid she wouldn't come up?
No, it just looks great, that's all. Some kind of experience.
To our intrepid pilot, Jack Beach. And to Gordon Gaines, Ph.D., who with his bare hands placed the fish traps despite repeated attacks from sharks, jellyfish, and...
Fillet of sole.
Fillet of sole. And to my husband, Sam, who swims just beautifully. All right, drunks to the bar, gourmands to the buffet.
Another ginger ale. Double. Told him, didn't you? Yeah. Should have locked back in when I saw how cold it was. What did he say? He said, one day I'll invent a way to heat the ocean. What temperature would you like?
I don't know why I never did it before. I've done snorkeling and some scuba with Sam, but that's nursery school.
It's pitch black that far down anyway, isn't it?
No, not in these waters.
Not at all. It is beautiful enough to be illegal.
Sir, aren't you diving tomorrow to retrieve the traps?
We're supposed to, but I'm holding a briefing with the crew first.
Dad, it'll be just like today.
I'll think about it.
A couple of conspirators, if I ever saw them.
Sam?
I'm starting to wonder about this whole operation, Sam.
It's your project, Gordy. And it's Bateman's sub. And I'm the pilot. And the oceanographer screwed up on what it's really like down here.
All right, then we ought to talk to him, Jack.
I'm no good at speeches, sir.
Oh, he'll understand, Jack. Well, sir, I'm willing to take the responsibility.
Nobody's fixing any blame.
Jack told me about the currents, but I locked out anyway.
Then I saw how cold it was. I should have noticed that before you locked out.
Look, what's the problem?
It's just that it shouldn't be this cold in this area. And the data they gave us on the current was totally erroneous. I could be a freak. Let's put down a probe tomorrow.
Mr. Bateman, Gordy says those fish aren't a matter of life and death.
That's right. It's not a matter of life and death. It's not worth risking locking out. Why don't we make an extension, say 15 feet or so, and lash it under the sonar with a catch at the end of it?
Can you get in that close?
Easy.
Well, I'll have to be forward with Jack to guide him in.
Naturally. You won't even have to go.
I'll go in case that tubing hangs us up.
Suit yourself, but don't get in too close. And if we don't snag any of the traps, forget it. We did our best.
Okay.
Let's go make it.
For the record, would you please state your full name?
T.C. Hollister.
Your full name, please.
I just use T.C. Tomcat. Kind of a joke.
Mr. Hollister, this is an official Coast Guard Board of Investigation.
Tyrone, Carruthers, Hollister.
Are you the sole owner of the FBN Corporation?
Yeah. Yes, sir. FBN stands for Fly By Night. Kind of a joke.
The witness seems addicted to making jokes with initials.
And what is your occupation?
Ecological research, sir.
Mr. Hollister, we're investigating a tragedy. And this board does not take kindly to your flippant ecological research when, in fact, you are a scavenger looking for a fast buck.
Gentlemen, you know, I've been made fun of for over 20 years, so I can take the needle. You can say whatever you want. It doesn't bother me, but you just look at the record. You just look at the record when the chips were down.
All right. Mr. Hollister, if you will you please describe exactly what happened as you remember it on the morning of 16th of September, 1973?
Well, Jimmy and me, Jimmy's my partner. We were lying off a reef and not having much luck as usual. And, well, you know the way I operate. I have this TV camera which I use to find stuff. And, you know, sometimes when it gets slow, we turn on the radio for a ball game or something. And you know, the other day, Jimmy couldn't even find a commercial, so I took a shot on it. And all of a sudden, I heard this sub missed, sub sunk. It wasn't on AM or FM, naturally.
Understood. You were scanning the Marine band.
Right. So I said to Jimmy, Jimmy, there's some sub is lost. And he said, well, 4 guys. Was it Navy? And I listened, and this guy said that there was no big danger right away. And he switched their frequency to 2670. I switched over to 2670 myself. I listened some more, and that's how I found out the location and everything.
And then what did you do?
Open up another can of beer.
Mr. Hollister, didn't it occur to you to join in the rescue attempt?
Begging the captain's pardon, but I just didn't want any rocks thrown at me. I mean, no immediate danger, they said. I mean, there was the Padgett going full steam ahead, and they had a team of divers, and trapped men had, 30 hours of surplus air. Now, like I say, I can take the needle, but I was in no mood to show up in my buck and be told to get lost. Anyway, gentlemen, if I had known how it was all going to fall apart, Well, sometimes at night I still think about it.
I don't know.
Jeff, if it were dangerous, would my father let me go?
I think I could go to the aquarium and see the same thing.
Don't you know that tropicals can lose all their color when they're brought up? But in their natural environment, you could come up with an inspiration nobody else could ever dream of.
An underwater opera.
Jeff, they're not even going to lock out. Come on. Morning, darling.
No.
Down and up. You could take a child.
And when he comes up, word will get around, and next time maybe we can take Paul Newman for a tour.
Dad said it was all right.
Then let him tell me.
Dad's over on the yacht talking to some computer expert. And it's only a routine dive, isn't it?
Are you saying I put that kid in the sub without your father's okay?
The boy wants to go. I want him to go.
Jack's the pilot.
How many passengers before today? And why not now?
Yesterday, you saw what it was like down there.
Yes, I was there. And now I'm here. And besides, can he be in danger when you're with him?
You're really your father's daughter, aren't you?
And you're really a stick in the mud, aren't you?
September 16, 1973, 6:45 a.m. Seabat is ready. The ocean is calm with surface current at 2 knots. Jutting from the bow is the needle-like extension designed by Victor Bateman. In theory, it would act like a fork lifting up the fish trap. In practice, it would prove deadly.
Swan Seabat, UQC check over.
In its forward sphere are pilot beach and observer scientist games. Anticipating no problems, they wear normal work clothing.
Swan Seabat, read you loud and clear. Permission to dive.
Permission granted.
In the diving compartment are passenger Jeff Turley and diver Wallance. Despite the fact that no lockout is planned, he wears a wet suit against an emergency. And the nightmare begins.
Divers, we are diving. Swan Seabat, we are diving.
Roger, Seabat.
You're persuaded, Sam. He got to the others. Now, what did you think you were doing?
But Jeff wanted to go.
I want to go. I'm too old, and he's... I got a good mind to scrub this mission.
Oh, it's all right, Mr. Bateman. Jeff will have an absolutely fantastic experience.
Oh, what's done is done.
Swan Seabat, we're at 150 feet. Course 050. Speed, half knot.
Roger, Seabat.
On target, Sam. How's the entertainment?
He's still with us.
Hey, Sam, you want to leave the comm open?
Fine with me.
How's your O2 level?
On the nose at 21%.
Not many fish so far.
Well, they'll come around. Fish just love to look at people.
Yeah, I hope they don't know we eat them. Mr. Turley, the fish were here before we were. They'll be here long after we're gone. Besides, they could care less. Cosmic lesson number 1. You're welcome.
Come in, Gordy. You want to fly over?
Now, let's get to the trap and see what we got.
Current's still bad. Easy, easy. Not too close. We got 15 feet to play with.
Hey, look at that orange job. Oh, it gets so damn lonely when you're on a sub alone. And if I had the money, honey, I'd strap you in. Sorry. Really beautiful out there.
Okay, easy. Coming up just a little more. Dead ahead. How am I doing? Not too close. There's a lot of garbage on that rack.
Look out for those target masts, Jack.
I'm watching. Current's still bad. Just as cold. I'll have to make it heavier. Okay, easy. Easy, baby. Okay, right on the money.
What happened?
Current slammed us. Probe's broken, too. Well, that rips it.
All for the sake of science.
That's it? That's it. Swan Seabat. Probe damaged beyond repair. Request permission to abort.
You broke the probe?
Request permission to abort, sir.
Permission granted. They broke the probe.
Sorry, guys.
Your sympathy is deeply appreciated, Mr. Turley. Let's go home. What's that? Cable. Thought a loose cable. Give us a minute off, Sam. Let's take a look.
Why'd they shut off the intercom?
Nothing, Jack. Sam, would you and our passenger take a look out your ports?
Will do. What am I looking for?
Negative, pilot.
Okay, just to be sure. I get a feeling we're fouled on the prop. Hung up solid.
You mean we're trapped?
Mr. Turley, the three professionals down here with you, one is the best pilot going. Why don't you just sit back and let us do our thing?
I'll lock out and take a look.
Not yet, Sam. Swan Seabat. Swan Seabat. We got a problem.
Say again? Roger, Seabat. They're fouled on the wreck.
Request you transmit subsunk.
Roger. How critical is it?
No immediate danger. Estimated life support, 35 hours. But we'd like you to transmit that subsunk, sir.
Roger, pilot. They ought to be here inside of 6 hours, so don't take any chances. Do you read, pilot?
I read you, sir. Don't take any chances.
Well, stop looking like a widow. Let's get to the radio room.
Then the retrieving device was never tested.
There were several tests aboard ship with weights heavier than the fish traps.
Sir, forgive me if the question seems to answer itself, but why did you permit a passenger on this dive?
Because I considered it safe.
Despite the currents, the exceptionally cold water temperature?
I was familiar with the capabilities of my ship.
Yes, but certainly you...
How long did it take the Navy to set up a mooring for its divers?
Well within projected limits.
The buoy connected to the wreck was too light. Current kept pulling it down. It was getting dark. This was the only marker I had.
Mr. Bateman, the board is prepared to accept the fact that no one single factor in or person was the cause of this tragedy. Our purpose here is to prevent a repetition.
What do you think it might be?
Anything. Diving on wrecks can be Russian roulette.
Let's not take any chances, Sam. That gear costs a lot of money.
Don't worry. The Navy loves to rescue people. Newspapers, TV, everybody on deck from medals.
I'm gonna fire my agents for getting me this gig, man, I'll tell you.
There you go. Come on up here. Okay, it switches to helium, Jack. I'll pressurize.
Hey. I hate to mention this, man, but it looks like when you go, I drown.
No problem. See, we're gonna pressurize, make ourselves a diving bell. When we're at pressure, the bottom door will open. I'll drop right out. So dry in here you can light a match. All right. This is gonna make a lot of noise, and don't forget to clear your ears, like this. Right. Here we go.
We're in luck. Paget has the best divers in the Navy. They'll be here within 5 hours at the latest.
You're sure they have enough air down there?
Don't worry.
You see our diver, Turley?
No sign of him, sir. Find the trouble?
Big trouble. I hear you say big trouble? There's a cable wrapped around the prop shaft. Okay. Let's start waiting.
Hey, Sam? What do you think? Navy comes down, tries to yank us loose, or torches through the cable?
Take their pick. Trouble is, it's a maze of loose cables out there. We're liable to get caught on another one.
Yeah, I know. I mean, what do you think? Should they come down and torch through the cables at the prop?
Great. Just let them get here.
Maybe we should blow the ballast tanks and see if it jerks her loose.
Better save our air. Swan Seabat. Diver returned. This is our situation.
Yes, we were in continuous contact with the Paget.
And you discussed the alternatives. That is, whether to free Seabat to surface under her own power or to secure a cable and pull her free.
We did. We decided against the torch and the cable cutter.
And why was that?
Because of the position. There was constant danger of her falling on another cable.
Now then, Mr. Bateman, when did you first become aware that the situation was deteriorating?
You have the logs before you.
Well, let me come at this from another angle. Did you spend time discussing the problem with either your pilot, Beach, or your observer, Gaines?
There was no time for discussion. 1 minute we had all the time in the world, the next, every second counted.
Should have worn long johns.
The Navy will be here soon.
Without filtration, submarines would be death chambers of carbon dioxide expelled by the breathing of the occupants. The filters are called scrubbers, and the element used is a chemical which absorbs the CO2.
Is the CO2 absorbent efficient, Doctor?
Very, but also dangerous.
Dangerous?
Doctor, we've had testimony that Seabat had life support capabilities for 36 hours, and yet after
Let me explain. There's a temperature factor. When it gets cold, the absorbent loses its efficiency, gradually, then rapidly.
But there was instrumentation to warn of CO2 buildup.
I've seen the evidence. No one could have known in advance. The calibration was thrown off. By the time the monitor warned of danger, there was already CO2 buildup and the onset of intoxication. And CO2 poisoning is insidious. It lures its victims into fatal mistakes.
All electrical off.
What's the trouble?
Get back to you, Sam.
Yeah, I can smell it too. Think it's a short?
Maybe. Bearings.
The only motors in this compartment are the fan and the scrubber.
No. We only got one blower motor.
CO2 is going to start to build up real fast. Better give me the kit so I can check it.
Fast. Gotta tell Sam.
About the kit?
Let Sam handle it. Sam, I'm calling Swan. One of our blower motors just went.
Roger, pilot. What else?
Oh, the other one just went. Okay. Check out the passenger while I advise the Swan. Swan, Seabat.
TC, wake up, man. Mothership's talking to the Navy. That sub's in big trouble. You listening, TC?
Oh. What kind of trouble?
Carbon dioxide poisoning.
Well, the filters must have gone. Must be on mask, but still putting out CO2. Where's the Navy?
Almost there.
The sky's just like any other day. Crank her up, Jimmy.
3:40 p.m. The USS Paget arrives. 5 hours of air remain. It seems that early rescue is a certainty, but it is only the beginning of the final terrible ordeal.
Any shark situation?
To hell with the sharks. I can get down there with a knife.
What is that Beverly Hills Special doing out there?
She's in the clear. The marker boy's dead ahead. You can set your moor up there.
What is the length of your tether?
375, there at 350. Put you pretty close.
We better be. We don't have any mobility. You do understand that, don't you?
I understand.
All right, prepare a 4-point more.
Can't we turn that fan off?
Nope. We'll need it for circulation.
Setting up them more, Sam.
Better hurry up. We're freezing back here.
Sorry, Sam. Our acrylic's got a low heat transfer. You're just aluminum.
Like a beer can. And on helium.
Hang in.
Okay, Jeff, here's what's going on. Our scrubbers are losing efficiency because of the cold. So we're gonna go on the mask intermittently. The thing is, just to breathe normally and take a hit off the regulator once in a while to clear your head, okay?
I'm gonna die.
You say that one more time, and I'm gonna knock all your teeth down your throat. So much for your singing career. Here.
That CO2's starting to build up fast. I can feel it. You better hand me the absorbent. Your shirt?
Here you go. That's good.
This was at 1630 hours, Dr. Lewison?
Yes, sir. The carbon dioxide level was nearing a lethal stage, so in order to absorb it, Mr. Gaines used the chemical wrapped in his shirt, which he then placed in front of the still operable air conditioning fans.
And the CO2 level decreased?
For a time, yes.
The top speed of the fly-by-night is 10 knots. The question is, will it be fast enough? The trapped men have only 4 hours left.
Seabat, this is Swan. Mooring is complete. Divers are preparing to descend.
Tell him God bless. It's dark and cold down here.
How's Sam and the boy?
Quiet.
Remind them to breathe only when necessary.
They know. We'll be looking for those divers.
At 5:30 p.m., the divers descend. Their air supply is virtually unlimited. For the men below, only 3 hours remain.
Not so fast.
Look at him breathe.
Yeah. God to be a fish.
Swan, Seabat. Our mask exhausted, building up pressure.
Well, keep an eye on it. Divers are down to 150 feet.
They got lights?
Affirmative.
We'll be looking for them.
Yes, sir. I was the chief diver aboard the Paget.
Are you acquainted with the term submiss, subsunk?
Yes, sir. When we get a submiss subsunk, we get in high gear. In this case, as soon as we got on the way towards the scene, we started inputting all the facts we'd need. Surface currents, underwater topography, water temperature, the works.
What kind of diving equipment do you use?
Navy hard hat heliox, heavy duty.
Is that normal gear for a dive to 350 feet?
Yes, sir. I understand that the Caswell has more modern equipment, but she's based 3,000 miles away.
Were you aware the Caswell was sending two divers over by plane?
Yes, sir. But there wasn't time. Our rescue systems are designed to save our subs, not these little private ones without long-term life support.
Well, describe the procedure you used.
Well, sir, we set up a 4-point moor as close as we can, and then we lower 2 divers on a stage, and they attach a cable at or near the hatch of the sub.
What is the situation, Swan?
Pressure's building up in the forward sphere.
Well, the divers are at 250 now.
They'll get them.
The filtration system. How could both fans go out?
I don't know.
Big, fat, safe 36 hours. Going.
Don't say it. Better put that assorbent out. We're not gonna have to use your shirt this time.
Correct. The recovered log indicates that both occupants of the forward sphere sensed another buildup of the carbon dioxide level, at which time Mr. Gaines opened the last canister of absorbent and spread that around the compartment for better exposure.
And how effective would you say this was?
Not very. The buildup was accelerating at, well, a murderous rate.
Here, I'll take the watch.
Feels good to stretch the legs.
Indeed, appreciate it.
How'd you work it so you were back here all this time?
I'm the pilot.
In your hand. In your hand. Only when you have to. Every exhale and it's more CO2.
Hollister could do nothing to increase his speed. Only 2 hours of oxygen remain.
Yes, sir. The current was very bad. We could even feel it on the stage on the way down.
But surely you'd been advised and were adequately weighted.
In theory, yes, sir. But topside is one thing. When you get that far down, it's another world.
Gordy, I see the lights. Divers sighted. I can see their lights. Divers sighted.
Roger, pilot. Advise their position.
Stage reaching bottom.
Not too damn close.
Estimate distance?
I get 50 yards.
50 yards. Do they see you?
Can't tell yet.
Stand by, pilot.
Pilot, I'm advised divers have enough line to reach you. Have they seen you yet?
Doesn't look like it.
Can you signal them?
Nothing to do it with. Check the pressure, Gordy. Swan Seabat. Pressure's still building.
Hang on, pilot.
ACS. ACS, Swan. ACS and are approaching. Swan, when we're topside, don't open us till we've got rid of internal pressure, okay?
Roger. How's the helium?
Still holding. Plenty.
Pilot. Hey, those divers. Oh, we're going bad back here.
It's okay, Sam. Closing the 25 yards.
Sir, were you aware that a helium atmosphere would increase the rate of loss of body heat?
The divers were almost there, Captain. They were almost there.
Here they come. Here they come.
Pressure's still increasing, Jack.
Pilot, can you signal him to get on top of you?
Have him put his hook on the attachment point for hydrocrane.
Roger. We'll try.
Leave here first.
Diver is on us. Diver is on us.
I hear you, pilot.
Cable's short. It's too short.
Can you reach the vertical thruster?
Diver attempting hookup. Current's very strong. Current's got him.
There was nothing we could do.
What force would you estimate the current at that time?
It was like a gust of wind, Captain. A freak. Like a hurricane. It broke my heart, sir. I felt like crying for him.
Any questions?
Stanton, would it be fair to characterize the pageant's equipment as old-fashioned? I'm not blaming you. I merely wanted your opinion on your equipment.
So the current was unbelievable down there. I was clunking around in those heavy lead boots, watching my airline didn't get fouled, water cold, trying to hang on to the hook of the rescue cable. I nearly had him, sir. I nearly had him.
Right, the divers were forced to return to the surface.
With necessary delays for decompression. And you knew, Mr. Bateman,
that another moor would have to be set up.
It was getting dark.
Well, didn't you think it rather remarkable that the initial moor came so close?
Remarkable.
Well, then you have no reason to feel that Commander Prestwick's judgment was to blame for this tragedy.
No, it was everything. It was the cold, the current. It was the sea.
Hang in there, Sam. They ought to be able to put an extension on that cable. We'll be back down here in 10 minutes. Sam? Sam? Sam!
Conserving air.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Dr. Lewison, what were conditions in the diving compartment?
Inside pressure was still 350, equal to the outside pressure.
But this presented no great problem.
I'm afraid it did. Breathing the helium mixture every minute made them colder. Reconstructing from the evidence, it seems that CO2 intoxication had already set in. And when that happens, any man can go to pieces. This might explain why Diver Wallace, against murderous odds, decided to attempt to swim to the surface alone, but he would not be able to do it.
I won't leave you. This will help keep you warm. Lucky we're the same size.
Save yourself.
Shut up. I'm the boss here. I'm with you. I'm here.
Cable's short and current. Couldn't hook up.
What are they doing now?
Resetting the moor, send another team down.
Never get there in time.
Neither will we, TC.
That feeling. 20 miles away and you feel it. Old Skull and Bones is gonna beat you to it.
Hold it.
I had him, sir. I really had him.
Don't worry about it. You're still the best diver I've ever seen.
What happens now, Mr. Bateman?
Great position for another dive.
Is there time? Do they have enough time?
Swan Seabat. We're not getting anything from Sam. Swan Seabat. You read me?
Stand by, pilot. Paget is preparing to remoor.
We haven't got time.
Stand by.
They're almost dead back there.
Hang on, pilot.
For God's sake, we haven't got time.
Daddy.
Kid's gotta be frozen back there.
Sam's got a wetsuit.
Yeah.
Sam. Sam. You read me, Sam?
We ain't gonna be able to stop for decompression.
All the way in one breath.
Poor guys.
Can't help. Get your hand on the holster.
How long do you think it's gonna take to flood this baby?
I don't know. Never done it before.
Say when.
Swan, what is that craft?
Clear out. This is a rescue area.
Thought we could help, Skipper.
Clear the area.
Big shot.
You'll never set another moor in time. I've got an underwater TV camera.
What good is that gonna do?
350 to the top. There's no choice.
Last try.
Swan Seabat. Swan Seabat. What's the situation now?
I've got 500 feet of cable. Give me a hand, I'll show you what it's all about.
Abby, give him a hand.
It's not flooding again.
Tell him first.
Well, we're ready to go.
The Paget readies another attempt. Estimated life support down to 30 minutes.
Paget, how long to remoor?
About an hour.
Now, the camera's got a light on it, man. I'm not an amateur at this. You realize that? All right, now we lower the camera on the sled. You guide the hook. That's all there is to it.
All right, well, let's do it.
All right, do it. Hurry.
Swan Seabat. Swan Seabat. We are flooding and will attempt to surface.
Negative, pilot. We're sending a TV camera down to you.
What for? A documentary?
It'll guide the grapnel.
We're black down here!
It has a light. Now, don't flood.
Too late, Swan!
They're flooding.
Flooding?
Can't open the hatch unless they equalize the pressure. Then they got 350 feet to come up on one breath.
All right, camera's on. Hurry, hurry.
Pilot, camera's on its way.
Feet.
The light's working.
150. Pilot, grapnel is on its way. Pilot, do you read me?
They're already out. He'll drown. He won't know what to do.
No one's gonna die!
300!
I see it. Hold it steady. Hold it. Now. Jump her in slowly. Come down slowly. Pull it up a little. Hold it. Now. Here we go. A little to the right. Too much, too much. A little to hold it there. Now. Now lower it down slowly. That's it. Slow. Slow. Hold it now. Bring the road to the right. Too much. Back to the left, slowly. See if you can hook her up. Hold it there. Easy. Now, let her rip. Pull her. Yes, she is. She's coming out. She's out.
She's out.
The ascent will be fatal if done too quickly. Seabat must be brought up slowly to permit partial decompression of those possibly still alive.
See if they're all right.
No communication. It's flooded.
And where was the grappling hook on the submersible?
Just after the sphere.
And the force exerted?
About 3,000 pounds.
Mr. Bateman, how much time elapsed between the lowering of the camera and the securing of the hook?
About 20 minutes.
Watch it, watch it. Easy, don't blow it.
Bring it down.
Let her down.
Get the hatch open. Speed. Easy, easy.
Ready when I take the pressure chamber.
You alive?
Are you quite certain, Doctor?
Blood gas analyses were obtained by autopsies. In both cases, PCO2 was reported as 266 millimeters mercury. The pH approximately 6.5. Cause of death was respiratory acidosis, secondary to CO2 intoxication.
Then the deceased did not die by drowning.
They did not.
Dr. Lewison, would you say that the lockout contributed to the deaths of Mr. Turley and Mr. Wallens?
forced them to pressurize the chamber and breathe helium, but helium or not, they didn't have a chance.
Was there anything the other occupants of the submersible might have done to prolong the lives of the deceased?
They did everything. It's a miracle they're still alive. With the board's permission, I'd like to make one final observation.
All right, go ahead, Doctor.
No one, absolutely no one, should be permitted as a passenger when at such depths unless he or she is a fully qualified diver, properly dressed, and familiar with every aspect of the submersible's operation.
Thank you, Doctor. I have no more questions.
I've none, sir.
No further questions.
Very well. Does anyone desire to call additional witnesses? All right, we will adjourn at this time. The board sincerely appreciates the cooperation of the observers. Commander Robbins, have you any announcements?
No, sir, none.
Commander Hanratty?
No, sir.
With that, I will adjourn at 14:30 hours this day, and the board will reconvene upon reviewing the testimony and make our report.
Good luck, Mr. Bateman.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're not giving up, are you? Well, nice doing business with you.
Mr. Hollister?
Good luck, boys.
Jimmy?
Mr. Bateman?
My gratitude.
No, don't mention it. You know, the only education is to the School of Hard Knocks. I'm going to give it to you straight.
You know, everybody's been second-guessing themselves, wondering if they could have done something they didn't. You know, the Navy, where they put the moor, the cable coming up short, no gear to save civilian subs, the company that built the filters that conked out, the genius scientists who said it was calm down there, not freezing.
And me. Oh, yeah. When I first heard the news, took time out for another beer.
So I just figured that, well, nobody would die if they never got born. You know what I mean?
Hollister, you're an American original.
Yeah, just trying to give it my best shot, that's all.
My rinky-dink operation, that was just pure luck. You know, last month my camera fell off. It took me 2 days to fish it out.
Well, it could stand some improvement.
Well, like what?
Oh, why don't you add a zoom lens?
What about that? That would give it 10 times the range, wouldn't it?
And you could add a sonar, you know. It'll increase the range much more than this light.
Well, that's terrific, Mr. Bateman, but isn't easy. I'm not exactly,
I have the money. Here we are theorizing. Next week, another sub could be lost. Why don't you get a couple of 1,000 feet of cable, you know, light stuff. Rework the rig, make it out of aluminum, fly it to any place in the world, hook up to any ship with a winch.
Mm-hmm.
Get out of that hangman's knot into your working clothes.
Right.
Victor Bateman is dedicating the remainder of his life to improving rescue techniques for research submarines. Grace Wallens is presently living in Spain. Occasionally, she returns home. Jeff Turley is buried in Toledo, Ohio. The ashes of Samuel Wallance are interred in the Bateman Vault near Northport, Long Island. The fish trap has not been recovered.